Welcome back to Sledgehammer Horror, guys. I am Ken Sledge.
And I'm Ashley Sledge.
And let's talk horror.
Today we're going to do our review on 2018's Hellfest.
So a little about this movie. 3 friends and their boyfriends decide to go to the traveling circus-type haunted house, Hellfest, only to find out that there may be a very real killer on the loose. So very excited to talk about this film.
Yeah, so we're going to tell you some positives, some negatives, and then we're going to spoil the film for you.
So if you haven't seen it, go check it out and then come back. But for now, let's get to the positives.
So I really love the Halloween feel of this movie and the setting at a haunted theme park. It really amplifies the scare. Everyone's scaring you. Like, he's just messing around with us. He's not, nothing more than just an actor.
There's even a part where he's like, man, you're really committed to this bit.
Yeah.
Not for me. I hate haunted houses. I could not imagine being in a haunted whole carnival like
I feel
this.
like a haunted house is jump scare after jump scare after jump scare, and I love the anxiety and the buildup of it, so that's why I love haunted houses.
And I hate jump scares. I do love the Halloween costumes throughout the movie and the great attention to detail. I know that she would go to the park if this was real.
I absolutely
So I probably would too, because she would drag me along with her.
I do every Halloween. I drag you to all the haunted houses.
Minus the real killer stuff.
Yeah.
But the rest of it does look like a lot of fun. I will give it that. It does look like fun. I just wouldn't go on any of the rides or enjoy myself or leave with dry pants. So...
So what's new? There's really decent kills. The kills that we do get on screen are really great.
We'll talk about those in the spoilers.
We will talk about those in the spoilers.
Yeah. And the concept, of a killer going to like a haunted amusement park and doing this right in front of everybody, it's a really smart concept.
It is.
Because you're going to think, hey, this is part of the show. And there's a couple times throughout the movie, which we'll talk about, where he does it right in front of everybody. Mm-hmm. And they just think it's part of the show. Like, oh, this is part of the attraction. So, a really good way to do it and get away with it, because you're under a mask. Mm-hmm. They're not going to be certain. How many different people have this exact same mask?
Right.
So, very good concept.
We do get a little Tony Todd cameo, and I really love that that he's in it, even for the short amount of time he is.
It doesn't matter what he does. He steals the show.
He does. He's fantastic.
Even if he has the tiniest roles, Bloodsworth in the Final Destination franchise, his role in this, it doesn't matter what he does. The minute he's on screen, you're just like, oh, my life is complete.
Absolutely.
And the ending of this movie is quite the surprise. Obviously, we're not going to talk about this now, but we will talk about it in the spoilers. But I remember seeing the ending and going, wow, that is a brilliant ending to this movie. So those are some of our positives about the film that are spoiler-free. Let's get into some of our spoiler-free negatives of the film.
Some of our negatives, the characters are mediocre at best. There's not really one that I have like an attachment to. Mm-hmm. They all feel, just kind of like shallow and
paint by numbers.
Yeah.
Nothing special about the characters. There's a lot of filler time in this movie. Goofing off in different mazes, the girls in the bathroom. There's just a lot of time that was definitely filler that could have been used for character building to make us care about these people.
Yeah. Some of the plot, like, okay, Natalie, she was in the bathroom. She was drying her hair, and the killer is right there. And she didn't notice him until he, like, lures her and disappears. Like, I don't understand that part.
You're watching it and you're like, how do you not see this guy standing right in front of you?
How do you not notice somebody staring at you?
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. Taylor volunteered to be a part of the show, and this isn't a spoiler, this was in the trailers. They behead her in the show, and it wasn't real, but how did they get a mannequin with her exact haircut, her exact facial type features? It just like, I don't know. That part is very far-fetched. Like, she volunteers on the spot.
They put that shit together fast.
Yeah, yet the mannequin has her haircut, her hair color, everything about her, but yet she volunteered right on the spot. That's, again, a part that you're like, I do love when Tony Todd picks it up, though, and he kisses the mannequin head. Yeah. You're like, okay, Tony, I see you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, why are all the weapons actually real? It seems like such a hazard. Like, there's a metal detector before they walk in, but all the weapons are just
Yeah,
free will. Like, here you go kill somebody.
what the hell was the point of the metal detectors at the beginning of the movie
Yeah.
when everybody has real weapons on them? Like, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Towards the end of the movie, the girls are trying to get into an exit, and they go into a maze thinking that it's an exit, and you're clearly like, that's not an exit.
Right.
Anybody that has ever breathed air knows that is not an exit. It's clearly
why
marked.
Would you go in there? That's a maze.
It's clearly marked as a haunted maze, and they're like, let's go in there to get out of this place.
Yeah.
What?
So there is some plot holes to the movie, for sure.
Very, very dumb character mistakes.
Yeah.
Dumb character decisions. And I get it, it's a slasher, but I don't need every character in every slasher to be fucking stupid.
Yeah.
That doesn't make the movie better to me. I would rather see a really smart character that still gets killed because the killer is even smarter.
Mm-hmm.
That would be more entertaining for me. So those are some of our negatives. Now, like I said, if you haven't seen this movie, you should still go see it. It's a fun watch.
Oh, yeah,
Because now we're going to give you positives and negatives that are spoilers. So make sure you're checking it out, and then come back and check out our spoilers.
All right, guys, so now we're going to spoil some things. So it kind of starts off with a bang a little bit. A man in a devil mask, he is stabbing a girl in a haunted house, and then you find her in, like, another room. She's hung, like, with all the mannequins and stuff. He hangs her in there.
And she wasn't discovered at first.
Yeah.
They thought that she was just a prop of the haunted house. That's part of the brilliance of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
You can do these things, and you have plenty of time to get away because people think it's just a prop of the haunted house.
Right.
So then we go to our new group. They're in a haunted maze. They watch a girl get attacked, thinking that it's a part of the act. And the one girl, our main girl, she's like, Natalie, she's like at one point it almost clicks to her, like, this might be real.
Yeah.
But then she's like, just finish her off already.
I can just do it.
Yeah.
And you're like, damn, like, you just killed that girl. Like, so, and then she does realize, like, oh shit, I think this guy really killed her.
Yeah.
Like, this is when it starts to really sink into her that.
Well, I mean, after he pretty much stalks them for the rest of the movie.
And this guy does not have a devil mask. The guy at the beginning had a devil mask. This guy has a different mask.
This guy has a different mask. So, Gavin, Natalie's, like, crush, he splatters his head on, like, the strongman game with the mallet.
This is the part where he's like, dude, you're taking your bit a little too far. And then the killer, like, blows this dude's head up.
Splatters his head.
Like,
when I was talking about kills, this is one of the kills that are pretty cool.
it actually takes place on screen. And you even get the ding of the strongman bell. So the killer then takes Gavin's phone so that way he's able to maneuver as Gavin. Gavin went back to try to win Natalie a stuffed animal.
He sucks at the games, and he's trying to win Natalie over, so he went back while they moved on to, get her a stuffed animal.
It didn't work out too well for him. So the killer takes her phone so he's able to move along and keep her stringing along, thinking that Gavin's still around.
Yeah. So they have to take this, like, ride to the next, like, level, the bigger level, the scarier level of this haunted
amusement park.
Yeah. And Natalie, she gets stuck on the ride with the killer, or what we think is the killer. We find out that it was just another guy in a mask.
Well,
like
there's
that.
a bunch of them.
Yeah. Or at least we think so, because she finally gets out, and when he gets off, they're just like, oh, it's it's funny, it's part
And then more of them come. There's like 4 of the people with the same mask on.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, fuck. It's not just one guy. And then Asher, in one of my favorite kills, he gets attacked with a needle going through his eye. And this shit is graphic. Like, it is great. I love it. It's amazing. Seriously, probably my favorite kill of the whole movie.
Yeah. So then we talked about how they
behead Taylor,
and so he does actually try to behead her after the show is over.
She's like, dude, it's over. Let me out of this
and
fucking.
He keeps tightening it more and more. And she gets away, but
she ends up. They're in the crowd, and he just walks up and stabs her and Quinn.
And this is when they are like, okay, this is real now. Like, this isn't a show anymore.
Yeah, like, stabs the shit out of both of them just in front of everybody. He's like, I'm done playing.
Yeah.
I'm killing these fuckers. Like, I can't do this anymore. And then Natalie, like, he's going through the maze we were talking about that they go in.
The exit.
Yeah, he's going through it, and she surprises him, comes out and attacks him. By the time the cops get there, though, he's already gone. He's a slasher. He's superhuman, obviously.
They couldn't find him.
And they couldn't find him, and Hellfest ends. The carnival ends with the killer still on the loose.
So then the killer, he returns home and he's hanging up his mask. He opens his cupboard and you see there that he has all these different masks. The devil mask.
The devil mask is there.
So he was the killer from the beginning. And then he goes in and his daughter's like, Daddy! Like, it's, happy to see him. And he has a little stuffed animal for him. And it's just like, okay.
And I love that. You don't know who the killer is. You don't see his face.
You don't see his face, but you know that he is a dad. That he obviously...
He's just a normal, everyday guy. He has a daughter that loves him. And he's just this guy. I'm not defending him. He's a psycho killer. He's a sociopath. But I love the fact that we don't get any clue who the killer is, but we do. We know that he's just a normal, everyday guy that blends in with everybody else. And then he goes to these festivals and he blends in with everybody else by wearing a mask and being able to do what he loves to do, which is kill people. So overall, like I said, there's a lot of negatives to this film to me. I didn't get the hype like a lot of other people did. I'm going to give it 2 3/4, 2.75 out of 5. It's fun. It's a fun Halloween watch, and it would be a fun place to visit with a bunch of friends, going to Hellfest and just having fun with all your friends. So I'll give it 2.75. I would like to see a sequel to this film. I think it would be fun to get finally, it was announced a long time ago, and then I think it got canned, but I would like to see this story carried on.
I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. I love the Halloween feel. I love the haunted houses. I love all the different costumes. And the characters, like I said, they're mediocre. You do kind of care about Natalie. She's probably the smartest one out of the bunch.
A little bit.
Yeah. But,
the acting was great. I thought they all played the roles well, but the characters are they're not fleshed out. I didn't give a shit about any of them. I'm like, kill him. Whatever.
Just finish them already.
Yeah, just finish them already.
But yeah, I just like, I really do enjoy the ending. And like you said, this could absolutely have a sequel because we don't know who the killer is. And he could go on to more of these. Maybe his daughter can find out who he really is, things like that. So
yeah, I would love to see this continued. Yeah. So let us know in the comments, what are your opinions on Hellfest? Would you like to see a sequel or maybe possibly a prequel that ends with this one starting, with him in the devil mask? I would love to know what you guys think of this movie and what you would like to see the continuation of it to be. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. It helps to build the channel more than you know. And follow Sledgehammer Horror on social media. Our links are in the description as well. But until next time, keep talking horror.
Stay who you are.
And we'll see you guys soon.
Bye, guys.